Hey everyone, this is Lee Woods again from Psychocomicology, where we look at comic book and comic book culture from a psychological lens. Last video I told you I was going to be reading Captain America issue 117 for the first time, as per recommended by Dr. Edgar Ramos. And here are my first impressions. Even though I knew that Sam Wilson was going to be introduced in this issue, man was I blown away from his first introduction. The fact that I knew it was coming and still blown away was chef's kiss. It was so great. And the fact there was an impersonation of Red Skull and Captain America, that was also a really fun sort of twist, especially when it comes from the Cosmic Cube. Spoiler alert. But the fact that Captain America went through that sort of transformation, and then we found this person, this character in Sam Wilson, but also his sort of community in there, was to me very interesting. So some of the questions I had was, how did they all get there in the Cosmic Cube? That was something that intrigued me. I didn't really know what to take from that. Also, I gotta say this because this is also something, as I read it, kind of made me chuckle a bit. The exiles, are they Nazis? I'm not quite sure. They look like Nazis from the book, in the comic book. But then also, what's the chair of death? Like, kind of weird. That kind of was like, what happened? So when it comes to Red Skull and his antics, really blown away. I really enjoyed the artwork, but for me, it was all about the connection between Sam Wilson and this actual Falcon, Red Wing, which, again, coming from the MCU, it was just like, I thought Sam Wilson was more of a side character. I didn't know Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson was going to be actually a major player. So the fact that his introduction to MCU was actually kind of underwhelming for me compared to Sam Wilson's introduction in the comic. Miles of difference. And Red Wing, the fact that, again, comic book was actually a Falcon versus the MCU, it was an android. It was a robot. It was a droid. So that was really cool, the way they kind of tied that in from the MCU perspective. But I thought it was much more interesting to see from Sam Wilson how he connected with birds, how he connected with, in particular, this Falcon. So to me, that was super cool and something that actually kind of interested me. So other thoughts, just compared to the MCU, what are my thoughts? Is the Cosmic Cube the same thing as the Tesseract? That was my first question. Other than, the exiles being Nazis, which was kind of weird. But is the Cosmic Cube, because for me, it gave me Tesseract vibes from the MCU, but and to my knowledge and understanding, that's not what the Tesseract or the Cosmic Cube did, if that was the same thing. So that was something that kind of had me curious as well. So where do we go from here? Next, I'm actually going to read the next issue, Captain America issue 118, because for me, I was super curious about the first issue as per recommendation of Dr. Edgar Ramos, and I'm also actually curious about the story, not only from Sam Wilson and Captain America to see how they get out, but what happens to the Red Skull impersonating Captain America, kind of living the luxury life and eating up the paparazzi. So definitely interested in that. So stay tuned for my next video, Captain America issue 118. And again, if you have any recommendations, drop them in the comments below and I'll get to them. And again, keep calm and comic on.